Lesson 12.6, select the explicit formula for a sequence. So we've got multiple choice again. It says, what is a formula for the nth term of the given sequence? The problem with these is sometimes the forms aren't going to look exactly like we would normally write them. So sometimes you need to go through and check each one. But let's go ahead and just figure out first, is this arithmetic or geometric sequence? From -3 to get to 4, we're getting bigger. And it might be easier to see 4 to 11 would be adding 7. Well, -3 plus 7 would also be 4. So if I were to write this normally, I would say to get any number in the sequence, I would start with my first term and then add the common difference, which is the 7, n minus 1 times. So it'd be that. I see it almost here, but because this is a -7, that's not going to be the same thing. I almost see it here, but because of this 4, that's probably not going to be the same thing. It shouldn't look like a geometric sequence, but I'm not going to say it never happens. So what I would do is probably not try these first. I would try this one first to find any number terms. Let's just see if it works. Let's do a sub 1. We know we should get -3 out of this. So to find a sub 1, we would take 7 times this is our n, so 7 times 1 minus 10. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 minus 10 is -3. It got the first term in the sequence like we were looking for. Let's try it for a sub 2. That would be saying 7 times n, which is our second term, minus 10, which is 14, minus 10, which is 4. They got the second term. Let's try it one more time. A sub 3 is our 7 times 3, minus 10, which is 21 minus 10, which is 11. That does get all the terms, so it's this one. I kind of just use this to help me eliminate things to speed me up. Let's try number 2. I go from 18 to -12 and -12 to 8. So that's not going to be a common difference. Let's say I'm struggling with it because I know it's a fraction. I'm going to take 8 over -12 and simplify that. I'm going to divide by 4. So it'd be a -2 thirds. So normally I would write a sub n is the first term times the common ratio to the n minus 1 times. I see almost to that, but I don't see a -1. And so I know it's probably not that one. Let's look at, this one's really close except for this is a reciprocal and then goes 1 minus n. This one, they're all kind of close, so I think we're going to have to just try it, unfortunately. Let's say that I want to find the first term, a sub 1. I would have 18 times -3 halves to the 1 minus 1, since that's my n value, which 1 minus 1 is 0. When you have anything to the 0 power, that means it equals 1. So 18 times 1 would get 18, which works. Let's try a sub 2. So then it would be 18 times -3 halves to the 1 minus 2 power. That would be 18 times -3 halves, -1. Sorry, not -1. 1 minus 2 is -1. Do you remember when we have something to a negative power, it's actually going to be the reciprocal of that or the inverse of that? It's going to flip it and make it now be -2 thirds. So let's just do it on a calculator because that's probably what you would do anyways. I'm going to do 18 times, instead of -3 halves, I know that's -1.5. That would be easier for me to put in, to the -1st power. And that got -12. Ooh, that's what I wanted. Let's try a sub 3. Be 18 times -3 halves to the 1 minus 3, which would be to the -2nd power. So do 18 times, do -1.5 again, to the -2nd power, which is 8. So it actually is that one. So it was kind of convenient that I tried it. These, I probably wouldn't even get the first term to happen. So again, you'll just have to go through them and figure out what does and doesn't work. But if I find one that's very close to what it should be, and it's like missing one thing, it's probably not that. It's going to be something slightly different.